Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and Apple's LLMs and flash memory. So there's a study that came out titled LLM in a Flash, Efficient Large Language Model Inference with Limited Memory. So Apple researchers are trying to address the memory limitations of large language models. Obviously, large language models are huge. It takes a lot of computing power, and what they're trying to do, or what they are succeeding in doing, is trying to make sure that in the future that people can actually do computing with LLMs on smart devices, smartphones. So being able to handle a AI program, for example, twice the size of the device's capacity. What they found in the study, they were able to potentially increase by 500% the CPU speed to increase by a 25-fold process acceleration. This is a huge deal. I know a lot of times when people think about large language models, they think about first of all, the cost of computing, the time it takes for computing, and then also the devices or computers that are needed to be able to churn through all that data. So this breakthrough is tremendous. So it means that as I think, these models will actually get smaller. Instead of large language models, I think they'll have little language models. And there is a capacity and a possibility that there will be people who can run those models not on these huge machines, but actually on smart devices and smartphones. So I think this will significantly reduce the load and improve memory usage of these things. And it has a bunch of enhancements that could possibly be used. I think one of the most important things we need to remember about computing that we have now, especially as we're talking about people using edge devices and things like that, is that more computing power is going to the device. So there are things that people will be able to do now and in the future that were not possible to do on a device. So as we see so many people rely very much on their smartphones, I think it's just going to open up a whole new world to people being able to do things like complex computing that they never imagined could be possible on things like a smartphone. I think from a privacy perspective, being able to have more data that is local to a device is a huge benefit, right? So you don't have to have data in a central location. So certain, for example, personal information and certain personal attributes can stay on your device. That helps the company, and that also helps the individual that is using this. We know that smartphones outnumber computers right now, laptops, things like that, because they're so ubiquitous. So being able to have the power to run something as complex as a LLM on a smartphone, I think is really groundbreaking, and I love to see what the future holds or how this unfolds, and how people will be able to use these models to not only do more complex computing on their phone, but also saving them the trouble of having to share data, some data with first parties or third parties, because some of that data can be resident on their phone. That's it. Thank you.